What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So this is my preview of the game against Lyon. I was trying to do a statistical analysis and a preview, an actual proper preview, trying to figure out what they're all about. But it seemed like all the matches that happened early on in League are no longer available on the websites that I was trying to watch. Where I generally watch the full replays, and I don't like watching highlights because highlights don't tell me much. They just tell me rubbish. So this is a preview, aka okay, this is what I want to happen. This is what I'm hoping to happen, without actually exploring what Lyon can present, because I don't think their match against Manchester City is a very good representation. So, in terms of what I want to happen, obviously I want Bayern to win. That's the first thing. That's an obvious thing that really doesn't need to be talked about, because quite frankly, that it's obvious that I want Bayern to win. And what the key part here is this: I feel like this game is gonna go two ways. It's either gonna be us scoring, 4 or 5 goals, or it's gonna be a very, very close game. Now, Lyon, they've gone through Juventus as well as Manchester City. I feel like the Manchester City result, they were actually quite fortunate. I think most people can agree with that they were actually quite fortunate. But that's, of course, what this one-legged tie, this one-legged knockout game really represents: an opportunity for one mistake to be punished. Now, the good thing about all this is that we're used to these one-legged tie because, one, we have a lot of players that play in the DFB Pokal. We play in the DFB Pokal, and a lot of our players have a significant amount of experience from the DFB Pokal. And the second thing is that we have a lot of World Cup winners in our squad. The German players as well as the French players have won World Cups. So of course other players of ours, such as Thiago, have won the under 21 World Cup. So from that perspective, we have a lot of players that are very experienced, that know that they need to bring the performance each and every single day, which is exactly what we're good at. We're good at being consistently good. Now, we're not good at being consistently great necessarily, but consistently good. We're good enough of a team, good enough of a squad, in good enough of a form to really go into any game and be very, very confident. Now, I'm going to be honest, I am very, very confident when it comes to this game against Lyon, despite the fact it's a one-legged game. It's a one knockout game. And that has to obviously be taken into consideration, because at the end of the day, one mistake and we'll get punished. So let's look at the mistakes that we made against Barcelona. And I think we're going to play completely different than we played against Barcelona. We're not going to be having such a high line, which can get exploited and punished so often. We do play with a high line, of course, but I feel like the strategy against Barcelona was predominantly to have that high line so that, their forwards wouldn't get to the ball. That isn't really going to be the case with Lyon. We're going to put pressure on them. That's what I'm saying. The game could go two ways. The first way I expect it to happen is that we will, almost in a possession-dominating fashion, just encircle them, just straight up have them all boxed in, and then just try and pick the holes, which could happen, but I don't see it. I personally don't see that being the case. The second way, I think it's going to be much more of an open game, where our midfield is going to dominate. We're going to try and play quick passes to the wings, quick passes through the center with Müller, who can then pass it on to the wings, then with a cross coming obviously for Lewandowski, that kind of thing. But there are many ways this could go. Those are the two predominant ways that I think it could go, but it could just be an all-out brawl. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think our players are very motivated because they know they're one game away from getting to the Champions League final to really just mess around. They're experienced enough and they're good enough, most importantly, to know that we need to go all out from the beginning. Now, with Manchester City, of course, people will point to Manchester City saying Lyon beat Manchester City. As I said, I do think Lyon were rather fortunate to beat Manchester City. Good on them for beating Manchester City, but the difference here is that we have a much more experienced squad. Even our young players are very, very experienced, and obviously our older players are even more so experienced. So I honestly feel like this could be a this could be a comfortable victory. When I say comfortable, I'm talking like a 3-0, 4-0 kind of result. Now, I always go with 4-1. That's just kind of my natural result at the moment. When I think of comfortable victory, I think a 4-1. My prediction against Barcelona was 4-1, and I guess we did technically get 4-1 in each half. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's the end result of today's game is going to be an 8-2. I simply can't envision the end of today's game being an 8-2. That's never going to happen, all right? I've seen some people on Twitter say, not Bayern fans specifically, but Barcelona fans that I was responding to on Twitter saying it's, Lyon would be very fortunate if they don't concede double digits. I'm like, double digits? We haven't scored. We haven't even scored 8 goals. Well, we've gotten close. We've had 7 goals. We haven't had 8 goals in a game this season besides the Barcelona game. There is no way. I know the players will be up for it, but there is no way we're gonna be in a double digits. Like have some respect for Lyon. Lyon are playing. I mean, they haven't been good in the league. I can't say they've been good in the league, but they have done what needed to be done in the Champions League, and that's the most important thing. It's not that they necessarily outplayed their opponents, but that doesn't matter. Football isn't the better team wins kind of thing. Most of the time it's the team that's more clinical wins, which is why you have teams such as Atletico Madrid, you have teams such as Chelsea in the past with Mourinho. It's why you have teams like that exist in the first place, because those teams wouldn't exist if the doctrine of the better team wins was 100%, was faultless, was flawless. So it's going to be it's going to be an interesting game. That's what I'll say. It's going to be a very, very interesting game, which could either be a high-scoring game or it could be like one of those super, super close games. Of course, Lyon, they know as well that they're one step away from getting to the final, so they will try everything. But I think their inexperience may actually hurt them, because they may do stupid mistakes in the box. Instead of, for example, usually you can sort of agree that it's better to concede a goal than to go down to 10 men. You usually can agree with that. But especially in a game like this, especially considering we are their opponents, they might make a mistake where they'll take this reckless challenge, get a red card, give us a penalty and a goal, all for which is really nothing. So I think their inexperience and our squad quality is really going to be the X factor in this game. That's what I think, though. That's what I think. Let me know what you all think, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, PSG won the game against Leipzig, so whoever wins this one is going to be facing PSG. I actually don't feel that bad against PSG if we were to make it through. They have significant amount of weaknesses, but we will get to that if we get to that, alright? Which obviously we are the overwhelming favourites to get to that, to beat Lyon today. But nothing is written in absolutes. That's all I can say. That's all I will say. And that's all I'm going to say for now. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. I don't know how to end it. I was trying to make it link to what I can say. This is all I will say. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out and